Hello, love. Welcome to Transformation Tuesdays here on the Libra Key. These are messages of a transmission or galactic cosmic nature for the highest and the greatest good of the ELSH collective. Empaths, Lightworkers, Starseeds and Healers, awakened and awakening souls. Know that if this message has found you and or if you have found it, that there is something here for you. That is always the intention that I put into these messages. If you are returning here, family sending you loads of love wherever you are. And if you are just coming by this message, a very warm and loving welcome to you. Okay, so this is going to be another interesting one. We are revisiting something that had come through. I don't even remember what messages was. I'm going to have to look for it, and I will link it here, okay? With regard to the energies of Pluto retrograde at the moment. This transmission message is, I'm hearing a channeling of the frequencies of Pluto. And specifically here, this isn't just to do with the planetary connection to Pluto, but with the archetype of Pluto and what that represents. So Pluto is synonymous with transformation. It's also synonymous with Hades and the god Hades in ancient Greek mythology, who is the ruler of the underworld. At least that's how he is known, okay? And I refer to him as he because he is, and he's saying, and has always been and will be a masculine energy, which is really interesting because there is a massive, there's a huge emphasis here with this Pluto energy with the number 2, okay? I'm seeing the Judgment card, specifically the Judgment card that I've spoken about on this channel before. And I even have a post of this card because it has come up in readings more than once, more than a handful of times, I feel. And I'm seeing what they're showing me is the Judgment card from the Mystic Mondays Tarot deck. And specifically why they're showing me that, why he's showing me that, is because in that deck, you see what looks like 2 doorways and a pathway. I'm not doing it justice, okay? But imagine that this is a door, and this is a door. And if I'm not mistaken, there are 2 mountain-like figures, mountains, really, on either side here, and what look like 2 planets or 2 stars even, but they look like planets in this particular card, okay? So I'm being given portal energy here, but this is the portal that we access within. 333 on the counter as I say that. And he's showing me the connection of 9, the energy of 9 here, with Plutonic energy and also Mars energy, which is really interesting. Okay, so there's something here, and this being a Transformation Tuesdays message, this is connected to Mars and connected to Pluto as well, because there's something here with regard to cutting, shedding skin, cutting off. I'm hearing the phrase trimming the fat. Please take that however resonates for you, but it's the things that are weighing us down. Trimming the things away that are weighing us down and taking full-on action towards that, okay? That is the energy of transformation. I'm working with black tourmaline here, this big chunk of black tourmaline, because this energy is actually coming through very Plutonic right now. I'm being reminded actually of the word Pluto and Plutos. This is a Greek word that means riches, okay? So in Greek, Pluto is referred to as Plutonas, almost like you could say the ruler of riches in a way. That's how he's bringing it through. There's an energy here of, and we've spoken about this before, again, so much of this he's saying is a reminder of where we're at in terms of our journeys, that the riches are within. The riches are in the quote unquote darkness. And of course, when I say that, there is so much stigma around the word darkness and what is dark. People are still triggered when I refer to the dark not being synonymous with evil. People are still triggered with that. And that is a massive shadow that we are still dealing with, especially within the spiritual community and communities where there is still a lot of religious programming and indoctrination, okay? Now, he specifically is reminding me about shedding light on the darkness. That is the focus here, shedding light on the darkness. He's also bringing in the energy of 7 and the Tower card and going deeper, because much of what is built on shoddy ground in the Tower needs to come down in order for us to move on into the next phase of our journey. So for him to come through right now, the timely aspect of this message, he is wanting to address the fact that we are either resisting doing the shadow work, or because there's a very kind of stern energy here, right, that he wants to bring through. There's a no bullshit energy here that he wants to bring through, because essentially you are keeping yourself from your highest and greatest good by not actually doing the shadow work, by not going from this portal to the next. I'm also hearing that age-old phrase, as one door closes, another one opens. So there's something about this time period. I'm going to bring it back to starting from May the 2nd, right? May the 2nd, Pluto went retrograde in Aquarius, okay? On September 1st, it will enter Capricorn. This is where that, because I am getting that stern Saturnian energy coming in here about doing the work. And then it will go direct in Capricorn on October 11th, okay? So the dates here are the 2nd, and this is what had come through the other video. Number 2, Divine Feminine Energy, September 1st, 1, Divine Masculine, and then October 11th, which is a double meaning here, because he's showing me 11 as a portal, literally walking through gates, like walking through a portal, and that reduces to a 2. Divine Feminine here. All he's giving me right now is the bookends of the Divine Feminine. So I'm being shown Roman numerals. I hope that this is coming up. Okay. I'm being shown 11, or what looks like Roman numerals, I should say, what looks like 11 but is Roman numerals, a 1, and then this. This is the imagery that he's giving me right now. And I'm actually seeing how this is the individual here. This is you, us, on our journey. These could be either splits in timelines. These could be choosing a portal in which to walk through. He's also showing me, because of this retrograde energy, and he's tying it into this full moon now in Capricorn. And remember that Pluto is going to go retrograde in Capricorn. So this is all connected. He's showing me we had a full moon in Capricorn, and I do not remember the date. It was right after the solstice in June. So I think it was the 21st. And we have another full moon in Capricorn on the 21st. Okay. See the significance of those numbers again? The 2s and the 1s popping up? So there's something connected here to, you may have gone through this portal, or you may have jumped on this timeline, and something with this retrograde energy and these two full moons we've got in Capricorn, We are course correcting again. Thank you. And jumping another one. I understand that that is a crazy, that's a lot to take in terms of a message. But he wants to really bring it down to earth in that it is not complicated, because it's almost as if, and you're going to resonate with this, obviously if you're watching this and you are on a spiritual journey and you are doing the work, okay, especially if you resonate as being a starseed or a light worker, and you are on a mission, you are doing mission work here on earth, on Momma Gaia. If you're noticing, he's showing me blips, okay? Like the other day, you know, I was turning out from my street, and for a second I thought I saw someone. Oh my God, 1111 on the counter as I say this. I thought I saw someone on the street wearing a white t-shirt, okay? And then I looked again and I didn't see anybody. And then when I was looking in my rearview mirror, because I've been cognizant of this the last little while, and I don't know, believe me, if you're feeling like you're crazy, like you don't know what, like you're second guessing yourself, you're not the only one. You are not alone in that, okay? When I looked back, the person looked like they were wearing a gray t-shirt. Now, was that just me seeing a different color because I was moving away from that individual that was on the street? And what was up with that thing where I didn't see them after? It was literally like they disappeared. And this wasn't like they were in a blind spot necessarily, because I remember deliberately looking back, okay? And this occurred right around a pretty significant choice that I had made around those days, okay? So, you know, as somebody who really wants to make sure I'm not just, you know, there's some fault in terms of what I'm seeing or whatever, and double checking, okay? That was something that I was like, did that just happen? Because I'm not the only one that is experiencing those things. And I know that for a fact, because a number of you have left messages or comments, I should say, more specifically, comments about little flips like this. I've also heard it from other people who literally will see something and then not see it again, right? If they're driving or doing something, etc., okay? Where might this be coming up for you? And know that if you're seeing that there's something there it's almost like a nudge or a niggle, right? I'm using that word very specifically because I feel like some of you will resonate with that. That's something that collectively I can, you know, feel into right now. Then that's significant. There's a reason for it, okay? This is what it is to course correct, because you are essentially moving into another version of yourself, and you will have little blips like this in the matrix, so to speak, okay? And the crazy thing is that it's an overlap between the 3D matrix, the old matrix, and the new matrix, the divine matrix, and what is being created and the web that is being woven in that respect. So this black tourmaline is coming in very transformationally right now, but it's also coming in to get us grounded, making sure that in the midst of all this, we're not losing our shit, okay? We are actually working with regulating our nervous system, working with grounding our body, and working with taking grounded action with regard to these changes. Because there's nothing complicated about this. He's literally showing me a house with rooms. You either walk into one room and you have a completely different experience, or you walk into another room and you have a completely different experience. Do you go back to the same old room, even though you know that that old room is stifling you right now? You know, it is taking a toll on you. It is, you know, you're too, and you know, it's funny, he's using this phrase, too big for your britches, but he's using it in a good way. Like, you've outgrown certain things and it's time to move on. Okay, I'm going to be asking through the Tarot Original, the 1909. Look at that. This, okay. Yeah. I'm hearing not doing the shadow work is going to have you stuck. Doesn't mince his words, okay? Just like Archangel Michael. Doesn't mince his words. Yeah. Okay. This is a new phase for a lot of us in terms of how we're navigating the physical, in terms of how we are actually grounding our actions in the physical. And this all goes back to another thing that's been coming through very much lately, which is aligning to your authentic self, aligning to your divinity, and what that looks like in terms of the actions that you are making on a day-to-day basis, what that looks like to be embodied, okay? And this Page of Pentacles is really about learning how to do that. And he wants to acknowledge for each and every one of us in this message, in this portal, that that is happening gradually. It's not happening super fast with this Eight of Wands coming out in reverse, but it's still happening, okay? The Eight of Wands in reverse still indicates some kind of movement. It actually indicates that sense of urgency of knowing something's got to change. Something needs to move. Something needs to shift, okay? And in acknowledging that, you are bringing much self-awareness to what you are doing, okay? Messages of soul support here. Yeah, look at that. Some of us are still feeling, some of us are still feeling emotionally stuck, okay? I'm hearing codependency with this as well. And that's coming out with the Death card. One of the ultimate cards of transformation, okay? Along with the Tower. And there's really not much more I can say here except shadow work. Again, he's just wanting to really bring this home. And he's actually, okay, so he's showing me a lot of, well, I'm hearing fear as false expectations appearing real, okay? A lot of these fears indicated in these figures is how he's showing it to me, okay? This energy of, what is it that, you know, what your elders tell you, what your family's saying to you, what your relationships are saying to you, the doubts, the fears that are actually coming externally at you. They're not really coming from your true self. They're not really coming from your divine self. These are fears that are related to much indoctrination and programming. And one thing that Pluto does brilliantly is break all that down. Indoctrination and programming comes crashing down with Pluto, okay? 1919 on the counter as I say that. So this is still feeling stuck, not being able to walk away. The blocks, the patterns, I'm even hearing the karma. The karma that needs to be resolved, the course correction that needs to take place, or else you continue, we all do, we all continue on a trajectory. And he's just showing me stagnation, like not being able to move, not being able to flow or progress. And this is where that divine feminine energy comes in, coming in very water-like right now with this energy of flowing, okay? But I'm also being shown the Empress card as being very, grounding. And look what just flipped over. Yeah. This is coming back to ourselves, coming back to balance within ourselves. There's a huge emphasis here on the physical body as well. Nurturing ourselves, taking care of ourselves. But this is a beautiful, grounded Earth Mama energy. Emperor, standing in our truth, standing in our power, and the Page of Wands. And we've got, yep, this Four of Cups at the bottom of the deck. I'm literally hearing now, like, this is your divine intervention right now. This whole energy with Pluto retrograde, these 2 full moons in Capricorn. This is the energy. Are we seeing it? 4, and 4 again, okay? With the 8 coming out as a double 4, okay? That's how he's showing this to me. This energy of transformation, grounded in our actions. That is what the 4 is, okay? An energy of being grounded, of feeling stable, regulating our body, our nervous system, feeling good in our body, embodying our truths. This Page of Wands is coming through as a free spirit, loud and clear, in terms of this is what we need to embrace. The Page of Wands is adventurous. The Page of Wands is not scared to try something new. The Page of Wands understands that passion, what brings the page joy, what fills the page up in terms of just this like rush of energy, passion, that is the direction we are being guided to go into. This is also inner child work is what I'm being shown as well. If that resonates for you. If any of this resonates for you, of course, of your own free will, okay? Integration, balance, and doing the shadow work. That's it. There's really nothing more. You have a choice. You have a choice, okay? I think if I can summarize this message in any way, is that you have a choice, okay? I'm going to end on this note with the Death card. This beautiful white rose is how he's showing it to me, of purity, okay? Tuning in to the purity of your own divine essence, the portal of your heart. Doing the work, first and foremost, for yourself, for you here on this journey. Filling that cup up, okay? First and foremost. Doing what you need to do. Calling upon support, calling upon your higher self. This feels a lot like that. This has to do with really embodying your highest and greatest good. What does that look like to you? Maybe journal this, meditate upon this. Start by asking yourself that question. What does that look like to you? And allow your intuition, your imagination, that inner child that loves to daydream, that loves to dream. What does that look like? What does your highest and greatest good look like to you? What does your highest timeline look like to you? Ask yourself these questions. We should, and I'm not saying, okay, should, like you should, right now, I'm going to rephrase that, okay? With these energies as they are right now, there is something magical going on with regard to asking ourselves this question and moving in the direction of our highest and greatest good and our highest and greatest mission as starseeds and lightworkers here on Momma Gaia. Okay, I'm going to end it there. Thank you to Plutona, to Pluto, the energies of Pluto coming through for this Transformation Tuesday's message. I thank you for being here, for sharing your time and your energy here with me in this space. And I'm sending you so much love wherever you are. In love and liberation always.